The Adventures of Lola Badiola, Chapter 1, The Resignation. Lola got on the subway train, switched on her iPod, and turned up the volume. It was half an hour before the start of the morning rush hour. She closed her eyes and listened to a meditation playlist, trying to empty her mind of negative thoughts. She was traveling to work earlier than normal. She wanted to arrive at the office before anyone else. She needed time to compose herself before she made the announcement. She had hardly slept the night before. Her subconscious was still second-guessing the decision that her conscious mind had already made. How would everyone react? What would they think? Was this all just a terrible mistake? At 2 o'clock in the morning, she had called her best friend. She needed some reassurance, someone to tell her that she was doing the right thing. "Is this really what you want?" asked Concha in a sleepy monotone. "Yes." "Then you have to be ruthless." Lola's best friend worked as a recruitment consultant, specializing in the placement of senior executives in the financial sector. She knew, better than anyone, how dangerous it could be to resign from a company to join a competitor, to bite the hand that feeds. "But I want to leave on good terms," said Lola. "Good luck with that," replied Concha dryly. "The company has nurtured you, trained you, and invested in you. You've become one of their top producers, a hypo. They won't let you go without a fight." Lola had hoped that the telephone call would calm her down, help her get back to sleep, but it had the opposite effect. "Resigning is not as easy as it seems," Concha continued. "So let me give you some advice. Don't tell them where you're going. Don't get emotional, and above all else, do not change your mind. Remember, Lola, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there." Lola got off the train, switched off her iPod, and walked towards the glass and steel skyscraper of her downtown office in Madrid. It was a Norman Foster-designed tower that stood head and shoulders above the other buildings in the vicinity, a statement of a modern, multinational corporation that sought to dominate its ecosystem. José, the only male receptionist at the headquarters, welcomed Lola with a big smile, a look of surprise evident on his face, which she could only assume was due to her early arrival. As always, they exchanged a few pleasantries before Lola swiped her card on the electronic turnstiles and walked quickly towards the elevators. While waiting, she saw the elegant figure of Mario Ruiz de Velasco enter the building, his entourage following quickly behind him. This was the CEO who had lifted the company out of a financial black hole, the CEO who was responsible for 10 years of exponential growth. As always, he was wearing a clean-cut, tailor-made suit that would cost the average person their monthly salary, with a single pop of colour in the form of a green silk tie, consciously chosen to match the colour of his eyes. Lola got into the elevator and rode it up to the 14th floor. She walked directly to her office in the Cybersecurity Services Department, sat down at her desk, and waited. At 8:45, her direct boss, Luis Brunha, walked through the entrance with a cup of coffee in his hand and a newspaper tucked under his arm. Luis was an empathetic manager. He'd always been good to her. He had fought for her promotions, trusted her with the biggest accounts, and supported her diversity and inclusion initiatives. In the years that they had worked together, a certain closeness had formed between the two of them. She knew, therefore, that the next conversation was going to be a difficult one. "Luis, I need to speak to you, she said as he passed by her desk. Just a minute, Lola. There's been a ton of activity through the wires. I need to catch up. He didn't stop. He clearly had urgent matters to deal with. Lola got up from her desk and followed him down the corridor. This can't wait, she said with an authoritative tone. Louise stopped and looked at her. She didn't normally speak to him like this. He knew that something was obviously wrong. Okay, follow me. They walked to his corner office, and he politely asked his secretary to hold all the calls. He put down his coffee and newspaper, and then sat down. What's going on? Lola got straight to the point. I'm resigning,